A person of interest has been identified after bullets entered a neighbor's home overnight. Police say officers responded to the 1300 block of 13th and a half Street South for reports of shots fired just after 10:30 p.m. Callers told police that gunfire had hit a house and the suspect had fled. When officers arrived, they found 4 bullet holes in the siding of the home. And through an investigation, officers say that earlier that same day, a man was involved in a disturbance with residents of another home on the same block. Officers believe the man returned that night intending to fire shots at the home, but ended up hitting the other house officers initially responded to. Fargo police say this was an isolated incident and there's no known threat to the public, but this investigation is ongoing.